Hello, Kaizen. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing great. Today, we got a spectacular game today. We have Timeless Esports against Hermes Odyssey. Yeah. Now, I've heard that Timeless has been, doing really good and stuff like that, so I'm kind of excited to see this match going down. And we're also going to see if Hermes can get this going. But yeah. Uh, Hermes is starting off with the Sigma, and then Timeless is going with the more of a dive oriented comp. Uh, I think right now, just like Timeless is trying to look for a pick here, but Odyssey finds the pick instead. It's a really quick pick from Team Odyssey. Now, does the cleanup go quick? That is. Team Timeless looks like they're gonna just back up and regroup. Odyssey does take the first capture. Honestly, I like this poke comp from them. It's just like they're playing together. There's Timeless can't find anything to really dive on unless they solo out Redacted just like that. They have to like spread this Odyssey team very thin in order to get a pick off this team. Because if they're grouped up, they're really not gonna get any kills from the situation. But here you go, Filian going over to Redacted. But just like that, yeah, they're all grouped up. You can't really find a pick. Oh, well, never mind. I'm a fabricator. But big picks from Team Timeless. Everything's looking good. Now, Team Odyssey does have the ults in the bag here. Coming up on Rail, coming up on Window. Those are two huge ultimates in the bag. Now, how will they use it? That is the question here. I think they're just going to try to swing wide with Window and try to take point presence here. But there goes Pulse from Timeless. Redacted finding another pick onto Onyx. Ooh, Zoom. Just putting Phantoms in the bag. And this fight goes in the way of Timeless. Now, they did use the window there. But they do have 4 ultimates coming up over here. They do have the beat, which they could respond to the enemy, to Timeless's rail. But I think if Timeless rails here with the lane, I think they might actually take this fight. There goes the rail. There goes the beat. There goes the other beat from Odyssey. There goes the rail. The rail's finding one. Is he gonna find another? It finds another. Is he gonna find a third? But Team Timeless coming out this strong out the gate already. It is kind of a back and forth actually. Yeah, this is actually becoming a very fantastic game. Now, TTV does have the Blizzard. I'm kind of excited on how they're going to use it. My guess is that they're going to try to speed into the backline and try to Blizzard the backline. But they do got to watch out for that DM though. That DM will eat that Blizzard. Oh, Blizzard into the backline, finds Pizza. That gets the Zuzu out. Redactifying one. But it does still go into the hands of Timeless. Frost putting up a little bit of fight on point, but it's only a means to an end. Right now, Reaper finding the final pick onto Frost, and then finding the final pick onto Overval. Or other Val, sorry, excuse me. On Jetpack Cat, over the point. And map, point 1 goes to Timeless. Very nice, very clean.
Ready for battle.
From scratch, we build a new world.
Don't take it personally when I get the most kills, okay?
All right. All right. Now that was a fantastic game. First point from Timeless. Let's see if they can actually keep it up. The Odyssey team is actually switching their front line and their DPSs up, going to more of a really front presence comp here. Now, they're probably gonna more go straight into them, but if they get, like I said, like at the other comp, if they get pulled out too thin or if they get caught off guard, most likely it's probably not gonna work. So they're gonna want to stick together and start pilling for each other. But here we go. They're in the sun, and Phantoms does find the pick onto Zoom. Forces out a bunch of abilities. TTV does find the pick on the Phantoms. Just Odyssey, Timeless is just putting in so much damage from afar. Oh, but Frost and TTV do find both supports. They actually could flip this around if they just play it kind of slow. If they demech the diva here, yeah. Other Val does find the pick on the pizza. But Phalion does get the pick on the Zoom. Phantos getting the pick on the other Val. Really good so far. Everything's nice. Ults are coming up on the side of Odyssey here. Now, I think the best thing for them is to save beat for Pizza's ult. As you know, Enray's ult is really broken at the moment, so it does like a lot of damage. So let's see what happens into this matchup. Phantom's coming out with the pulse. Fidelian popping the mech. We do go with the beat here, so we don't have the beat for the Enray ult. Phalion does go straight for Redacted and kills Redacted. Reaper killing the TTV. Other Val will fall to Phalion.
This'll pack a punch.
And I'm not gonna lie here, Timeless is looking fairly strong here. This kind of like dive that they're doing is working. It's spreading the team really thin, and they're just going and picking out these guys one by one. But Frost does has the ultimate here. He could actually just go straight for their backline here. They do have Reaper ult. They do have Redacted's ult too, so this is a good thing. But Phalion's just gonna, he just finds Redacted off on the off angle alone. There goes the Frost's ult here. Reaper does find the pick on the Zoom. Waiting. Pizza finds the other pick on the other Val. And now there is just TTV, Reaper following the TTV, and then Phalion finding the final pick on the Frost Jack. And that will be the map going over to Timeless. Man, that was such a great team fight from Timeless. Reaper getting the play of the game here, really good. But yeah, ooh, massive boo, massive boo. But this is a good game. but we'll just have to see what happens next map.
welcome back, Kaizen. We're gonna get into map 2 as I've come back from playing Hitscan and come into the casting booth with my buddy here, Mango, as he's
Hello.
gonna bring you the bands here.
Yeah, so we with Timeless that just won that first map. They're going with the carry ban this time. So I'm thinking no more Rush, no more Suzu. So it's just plain. I think they're just gonna brawl it out. And with Odyssey, they banned the Zarya pick, which is actually a good pick. That's not it's because like Zarya enables their DPS, which is not gonna happen this fight around. So
We're gonna get into it right here. SB setting up on point, getting ready to try and go for a capture. As Timeless is gonna go in and speed in here. As SB's gonna take out Reaper first. Quada takes out Winston. It seems like Hermes is gonna be able to take this first fight here. Zoom picking off the Juno. And Hermes is gonna be able to get this first fight and cap the point here early.
yeah, this JQ rush, I'm actually loving it with the Mora and everything. I think this is gonna go great with Odyssey going into this. It's just there's so much damage that's gonna be going, and fast and big damage is gonna be going into these team fights going here.
And yeah, with the carry band set up by Timeless, is playing right into the Queen's strength. Winston's gonna push in a little bit here. Pizza going in forward with the Vendetta, gets walled off and gets picked off by Val. Frosty Jack gets past walls. They're gonna back up a little bit, stabilize before they go back in. Frosty Jack popping the axe, it's not gonna find anything. As the wall's gonna find Phantos, it's not gonna find anyone. Reapers takes out SB though. Big torpedoes there by Onyx. Phantos falling very low and gets picked up by Frosty Jack. Winston's gonna keep on pushing in, but has so much HP and armor. Quada takes out Onyx. Pizza right up in their backline gets picked off. And it looks like Hermes is gonna be able to secure this fight and get the first point on the board.
Yeah, with the difference between both teams is one is running the Lucio, which can give consistent speed, and one is running the Juno, which can give just burst speeds. Like, one is gonna be like speeding around constantly the whole entire time, and one is just gonna go in like one big burst. So I do think that Odyssey does have the better comp here in the fact.
And yes, you do have the CD from like Amp, and it's a shorter CD from the speed ring, but I think having that speed is gonna do a lot of favors here. Wanto swapping over to the Tracer are gonna be very interesting. Probably gonna try and play a little bit more aggro. Val drops the beat, finds the whole team. Frosty Jack's gonna pop the Rampage here as well. Zoom finds Pizza in the back line. Frosty Jack using that shout, trying to get onto that Lucio. Big torpedoes here by Onyx though, finding a couple of his own teammates to keep them up. Zoom does take out Reapers though, but it seems like Onyx is going to be able to cap this first point. Winston also switching over to his signature character, ideally.
Yeah.
Gonna be a little bit more divey.
Yeah, I think they're going with what they were going with first map is more of a dive orientated, which I think might be good, but they do have to watch out for both the Reaper and the JQ, both counters to the Winston.
True. It's gonna be very interesting to see how Timeless supports him. Pulse comes out from Phantos and finds the floor. Winston's gonna jump into the backline. Blossom out from SB finds Onyx. Winston falling very low in the backline. Frosty Jack also falling very low, but they get the trade. Trade's coming out in every single direction as Reapers finds Quada and Val finds Pizza. Val going off on this Lucio right now. Finds Reapers as well and takes out Phantos as well. Excellent play there by Val to just clear out everybody.
Fighting 3 with the Lucio? Holy,
As
you
a
gotta
main
love
support
it.
player myself, boy do I love some good DPS Lucio gameplay.
Now, we do have 2 ultimates coming over from Odyssey, and then we both have 3 ults coming from Timeless. I would love to see how they unfold with these ultimates. Oh.
As the Sundering Blade comes out from Pizza and finds Quada, Phantos finds Val. Zoom does pop the Coalescence and finds Onyx, but Pizza takes out Zoom and Reapers takes out 2 as well at the end. Timeless is gonna find this point. Can Hermes get a touch though, and maybe secure them a fight and get a flip?
I do think that they might get one touch here with the Lucio, but
This ends
oh,
now.
and Quad does come out with the rail here.
Quada sliding onto the point, popping that OC. Fontos finding the wall with that pulse bomb. Winston falling very low, but does pop the primal and find Val. As SB is gonna be very low in that back end, using the raid to get out. Zoom does find Pizza though. Everyone like Zoom's gonna get taken out after the fade. Winston falling very low is gonna get taken out. One great touch there by Frosty Jack to keep the OT ticker up. He's just gonna try and stand on the point. Val flying back onto the point on this Lucio. As Frosty Jack is gonna get out of the healing aura and get taken out. As Val just getting a little too excited on that Lucio, just barely falling out of LOS of that queen, unable to keep her alive.
Yeah, I do think that Timeless's comp right now is working out for them. They're having the dive with Phantos and Winston, and then Reaper comes up to clean things up. And even if they do go into the backline, Pizza and Onyx are there to just, you know, speed ring and then kite out. But with this coming into it, there's no Suzu, and Frost has an ult, so see how that goes.
Do have that beat though, if they can sustain through it, as Onyx falls off the edge. Frosty Jack does get taken out there, so no Queen ult. Reapers does pop the beat. Only finding 3 people, Val could get off a better beat here. SB's gonna take out Winston, but Reapers does take out Quada. SB very low on that high ground, is gonna get taken out by Reapers, but Reapers is also gonna get taken out by Zoom. Val and Zoom sitting on the point here. As Fontos is gonna get another touch here. The Cassidy is sitting up on the high ground here, does have free reign at the moment. Winston jumping back on the point as Val's gonna pop the beat, and Frosty Jack popping the rampage as well. Finds Winston. Are they gonna be able to follow up on it though? Winston falling very low and does get taken down. Zoom fading around on the back end. Quada does take out Reapers, but Pizza does take out Val. Frosty does take out Onyx though. It's like the trades are gonna fall in the favor of it, but Fanato's finding SB, but it's just too little too late. As Quada is going to take out the rest of the DPS line and finish the fight here for Hermes.
Yeah, I love how that Odyssey only used 2 ultimates during that fight, and now they have 3 ultimates going into this next team fight, while Timeless only has maybe 2 coming up. So this is actually a good ultimate economy coming from Team Odyssey, yeah?
Very much so. Jack, the speed nuke coming in on the point. Quada does pop the OC, and this does fall very low, but Zoom popping the coalescence keep him up. Quada finding 2 with the OC. Onyx does find SB. Frosty Jack kind of alone against this backline at this moment. Fanato's getting pressure on this Tracer. Frosty Jack gets looped down to the point. Fanato's falling very, very low, but does not have the recall. Gets taken down. Val taking out Reapers as well. Onyx is just gonna die on point as Hermes is gonna be able to secure this 3rd flashpoint here on Atlas.
Yeah, Team Odyssey was his ultimate condiment was just fantastic. They had the Blossom, but they didn't choose to use it. All they really needed was the OC and the Moro, which is actually phenomenal discipline from Team Odyssey. Now, Timeless is going in with the Winston ult, Pulse, Onyx ult. So they are up in ult economy, but we'll see how it goes.
Frosty Jack gonna use this shout to jump all over this Cassidy. Reaper does take out SB though, and Fanatos takes out Val. They're gonna find better trades. Pizza just getting pocketed by his supports and just staying alive with rolls and everything. As Timeless is gonna be able to take this first point.
Yeah, Odyssey
My ultimate's ready.
did. I think what happened there was just Timeless was just Odyssey was just stretched thin, and they just had a free opening into the backline and they went. But I think this time they're gonna be looking to use some ultimates this time around, eh?
Yeah, Winston's gonna jump into that backline. Quada falling very low. Is able to get out, but SB gets taken out mid Blossom as Timeless looking absolutely dominant right now on this dive composition.
Oh, and then Frost is getting staggered here very hardly here. Man, you don't like to see it if you're Team Odyssey, but they do have a couple ultimates coming into this next team fight. If they do find a touch, they actually can maybe win this with the ults that they do have.
Somebody's gonna need to touch here soon as SB does get it off. He Wraith onto the point and then TP right out of it. Winston can play super aggressive though. He does have that primal rage. Donatos finds the floor with a third pulse bomb. The floor is really taking it hard today. As Timeless is going to be able to execute this extremely well. Take this flashpoint as they're going to be able to go to a 5th flashpoint here.
Now Odyssey didn't win this this point, but honestly they didn't need to. They actually had some discipline. They held their ultimates, and I'm pretty sure in this next fight they're going to be looking to use their ultimates to win this team fight, which is really good discipline from Team Odyssey. But the thing is how is Team Timeless going to look to counter these ultimates from Team Odyssey?
You do have the Primal Rage, you do have the High Noon on the board. As an early rampage from Frosty Jack is going to find Pizza. Donato's falling very low, is forced to use the recall. As Val gets caught out in the backline. What is she doing all the way over there? As Winston's going to find SB. Zoom does take out Fontos though. Zoom's forced to use his full lessons on point. Winston's going to pop this Primal Rage a little late for my liking, but God forbid a white boy get a little motion as he does end up taking out Frosty Jack. Val looking for a touch, but does not find it.
Yeah, you do love to see the you gotta put in your best Korean cosplay whenever you are playing Winston. Now Pulse is coming up from Quad. I do think that he's gonna try to look to stick Pizza here. But Pizza does have the High Noon, so they're probably going to play Ring Around the Rosie with the Deadeye, hopefully, but we'll see.
Quada pops the Pulse, and I'm assuming it ended up on the floor again. The floor just really having a tough time. Winston does take out Frosty Jack, but Quada takes out Reapers. Hermes down a tank, but SB takes out Pizza. Quada takes out Onyx. Winston's going to jump into that backline. Zoom on this Juno now. Going to try and sustain on this point. Winston jumping up into the backline. Hermes does end up getting a flip. Val and Quada left on this point by themselves against Winston. Rontos finding the floor with a 4th pulse bomb. As Winston does end up falling. Fontos on this point, but does take out Val. SB finding Pizza. As Hermes are going to be able to sustain this point a little bit.
Yeah, they Team Odyssey actually fought that out to the thick and thin. They do have forward control. They are at half, so there is a chance that they can actually get this up. TTV does have an ultimate coming up online, so hopefully this will get them through.
Big Blossom here by SB finds both supports. Quada coming up on this pulse, might be able to find a pick, or might find the floor with a 5th pulse bomb. We will see here soon, but Hermes is going to find this fight. 90% of the board from Reapers using this beat, trying to get a touch as Pizza takes his own life. Val falling very low on the point is gonna end up getting taken out. Trades are coming in. Quada on this point, forced to use the recall. Onyx falling low, does get the knife, but ends up sustaining through it. Fontos going absolutely insane on this Tracer as Fontos finding the floor with another pulse bomb. Winston using that Primal Rage on the point. As Quada, finally we get a stick in the game as Quada is just taking everybody out at the moment. Frosty and Quada and Val on this point, sustaining as much as they possibly can. Winston falling low. Timeless is going to get some cap progress. Zoom coming back on the JPC as Hermes is going to be able to take this map.
Holy, Quada was going crazy in that pulse. Oh my god. hopefully he gets to play here so we can see that again. But it is pizza, as
Pizza
respected.
did do well in the vendetta. I gotta.
Yeah, he did do really good.
No rage axe there. Very. Did end up getting it off. But yeah, great map by Hermes there. Ended up taking it. As we're gonna go to a break as we'll get you your map 3 here shortly. welcome back, Kaizen. We're gonna get back to this map 3. Hermes did take the last map on Atlas. Very brawly compositions from both sides. I'm excited to see what we have in store for this next map. No swaps from either side. Mango is gonna give us a second to talk about the bans here.
Yeah. Okay. So with Team Odyssey, they're actually I'll skip that. I'm gonna go to Timeless's ban first before I get to that.
I got it.
Timeless is actually gonna ban the Sigma here, which is actually, you know, what Odyssey maybe wants to play here, because they do play that comped, that stick together comped, but Odyssey has opted to play the ban the Widow. Now, the Widow pick is kind of like an up in the air thing. I think they wanted to ban it just so they don't get, you know, grappled headshotted, I guess. But we'll see if that ban is in favor of Team Odyssey.
Both very pokey comms coming from both ends. Timeless is opted to go for a Echo pick, as well as Wari Kiri. Hermes is going for a Zen Kiri backline. Very good. Hanzo and Ash as a DPS line, with Frosty Jack opting to go for the Dominant here. Very much relying on picks here, and maybe one person overextending. That one does get taken out. Frosty Jack's just gonna move this cart, play very patiently. Quada does find the pick. Onto Winston early. Quada just going insane on this Ash right now, finding 2. I think I'm expecting to see a couple of swaps here from Timeless early.
Yeah, I do think that Odyssey does have the better comp here with Domino, especially with the Ashe and the Hanzo. Just both powerful, high damage hit scans. Or, sorry, not both hit scans, they do have the Hanzo. But both of them are high damage characters that can do high damage from afar. So,
Quada opting for a very aggressive angle. Fontos does take out SB, but it's not enough as SB takes out as Onyx. Quada takes out Winton again as Zoom takes out Fontos, and Hermes is gonna catch the first point with ease.
now, Timeless is coming up on Ultimates too, but it's looking like Odyssey might get their first Ultimate of the game with Phantom's copy. I think he might look to copy either the Kiriko or Domina here. Both of those are great picks for the situation. A copied lane would go crazy right now.
Quada just going insane right now. Finds Fontos with another early pick. Timeless can't really seem to find anything right now. Quada just tapping heads. They're gonna keep on pushing. Frosty Jack sitting on the payload. Pizza and Reaper's forced to fall back into cover. Storm Arrow out from SB isn't really gonna find much quite yet. Fontos. Winton does take out Quada, so you lose a lot of that damage here early. Frosty Jack forced to back up. Houston's gonna find Frosty Jack, as everyone else just kind of left chopped cheese. As Hermes are forced to reset.
Yeah, with the side of Timeless, they do have the Domino ult, the Echo ult, and the Sojourn ult. With the lane coming up online for the Kiriko. But on the opposite side, with Odyssey, they do have Domino ult, they do have the Hanzo, basically all 5 ultimates actually. I think ult economy is on the side of Timeless, on the side of Odyssey, sorry, in this fight.
Dragon and Kitsune coming out from Val at SB. Val takes out Fontos, SB falling very low as Val just going insane, hitting kunais left and right. Quada takes out Reapers though, SB takes out Onyx, and Hermes is going to be able to cap this second point here.
This will help.
Great ult usage from, honestly, they only used 2 ultimates in the entire fight, and now they have 3 ultimates going, or, sorry, yeah, they have 3 ultimates going into this fight. Now, they're gonna have Domino, they're gonna have Bob, and they're gonna have Transcendence. Now, I think Transcendence is gonna be used for the, either the Sojourner or the Domino. So, we'll see how that goes.
on as Frosty Jack just getting the brunt of every single piece of damage. Quada popping the Bob, trying to find anything, but Bob finding himself in Narnia and doesn't seem to find much of anything. Quanto's using a Bob of his own as his Bob seems to have a lot better positioning than Quada's at the moment. As Timeless is going to be able to secure this fight.
I do think that. Sorry. I do think that Timeless's ult economy. They did use more ultimates in this fight. I do think that Odyssey is going to be coming into this fight.
Fonto's getting hit in the face with a Glizzy really early. Pizza does push up, slides into everyone, but does end up hitting his slide back and sliding out. Onyx does get taken out by SB as SB just tapping heads with his arrows left and right. They are down the Kiriko, but they are down their tank too, so they kind of forced to stay back a little bit. SB does get a couple of damage zones. He's down. He does have this dragon. It'll be interesting to see how he uses it. Water popping the dynamite over the top. It doesn't find anything yet. Pylon going down. Here comes the dragons from SV. Does not seem to find it. Oh, does find Pizza. I don't know if Pizza slid into that or what happened there. Frosty Jack pushing around this corner. Fontos does fall low, but is able to get out, at least for now. Pylon going down again. As here comes the Kitsune from Val. As Hermes is going to take a lot more space. Take as much space as they humanly can. Quada on that high ground finds Pizza. He just has LOS over everyone at this moment. For everyone at this moment. Halo is going to get closer and closer to the destination. Onyx popping the Kitsune, but Zoom popping the Transcendence in return. Reaper's going to jump over to the point and does fall very low. Hermes is going to be able to full cap on this first point here on Junkertown.
Yeah, like I said, I think that Odyssey does have the better comp here with the Ashe. I think the Ashe is just putting down so much damage with the burn damage, and it's just they're just running away with it at this point. Pizza does make the swap over to the Ashe, but it's last second, so it didn't really get as much value as it would have. Now the Echo, me personally, I don't think the Echo is going to be a great thing going into what the Odyssey has. But we'll see what they switch up in the second round.
Looks like they're going to go for a full in-your-face dive here. The Ball, the Tracer, the Genji, the Lucio, the Kiriko, every single dive character you can name off the top of your head, they have selected it. As Hermes is going to keep up with the same comp, very bunkery, very pokey, so much pick potential and so much damage. But is the speed of Timeless's comp going to play a factor into this? Will they force Hermes into kind of a mirror situation? We will see soon. SB scouting a little bit. As here comes Winton over the top. He's gonna get that Discord orb and is forced out immediately. But Pizza finds SB, but Frosty Jack does take out Pizza. Kind of just so much speed that you just force them back. But Frosty Jack on this Domino just killing everything that's in his LOS. Frosty Jack does push up. He does have that Lucio on him, but forces Lucio out. Fontos on this Tracer is forced right out. His SP is going to swap over to the Torbjorn. Kind of an anti-dive menace. Just preventing anyone from touching him. Quad are going to get booted back. He's going to be all over everyone else. Zoom kicks Fontos in the face and takes him down. Frosty Jack sitting on this payload. They're gonna use that slam, but it's stunned by Frosty Jack's big Suzu there from Onyx, but it isn't enough. His Zoom just making a whole bunch of headway, or I could say feetway, as he has just kicked everyone down in his path and finds 2 kills and is forced to reset. Winston swapping over to the Roadhog as we're going to get very, very interesting with it now.
Dude, this Winston pick is actually going to be very interesting coming to this fight. My thought process into this is that they're trying to look for a quick pick here on either quad or just try to burn Frosty. Yeah? But Zoom does find the pick on the Phantos. Phantos quad finds the other pick on the Reaper. It's just they're falling over.
Zoom and Quada just unstoppable duo in the backline. Frosty getting Winston down low, is going to use the crystal and finds 2 with the Panopticon. And just Quada and Frosty Jack just taking everyone out. This is Quada and Zoom in this back end just absolutely unkillable. Zoom just discording somebody and Quada shooting them down. It is absolutely, Hermes looking absolutely unstoppable at this moment.
Light intervenes. Our opposition is moving the payload.
I think Timeless is just trying to find something that's working right now. Honestly, if I were them, I would have just gone back to the dive. The dive was working perfectly fine, and it looks really nice. But maybe they had something different for this composition, so you know.
Yeah, it was a great hook there by Winston. Killed Frosty Jack immediately, and Fontos also seems to have a problem with old-time Vans as he sticks the pulse bomb onto the van, but seemingly all for nothing as Timeless is forced to reset again, and they're swapping up the comp here. A little late too, less than a minute at this point. Swapping up to the Freya and the Hanzo, as well as the Zenyatta and Onyx, swapping up their comp completely. So they're trying to find some headway. Multi-core out from SB. Popping it everywhere, just preventing Timeless from walking anywhere. They're gonna try and stabilize a little bit. Fontos on this angle. Quado is gonna try and find him. Doesn't find the kill. Winston trying to go for a little bit of a flank. Falls very, very low, but is able to stabilize a little bit. Hook goes on to SB, and Winston gets taken down. Onyx falling super low in the back line. The pizza finds Quada. Frosty Jack does find Fontos though. 5 seconds on the board. Somebody needs to touch here really quickly. Reapers does find the touch on the Zenyatta. Reapers kicking Val in the face and taking him down. SB does find Reapers though. Whole hog coming out from Winston, but they're not going to be able to touch this as with Hermes taking back-to-back maps to make this a 2-1 game.
Oh man, that was such a hectic game actually. Honestly, I thought this was gonna be a little bit more closer, but this map right here it just seemed like Timeless were just trying to find anything and everything, see if it would work. But good job from both teams. They all did a really good job. And I hope to see more of them, actually. This is a pretty good 2 teams.
So yeah, we're going to head to a break as we'll get you your map 3 here shortly. Welcome back, Kaizen. We're gonna get back to you with your map 4. Apologies on that. I was tweaking on the last one, and I said map 3, but I have corrected myself, and we're on map 4. I can count. Couple of swaps in, path lane back in on tank, but the Diva ban taking him off of his best character, and Solar coming in on DPS. I think on flex DPS, as Fontos has moved over to support, as Solar is going to play the Tracer now, and Fontos is going to play the Kiriko. Fontos seeming to have issues with floors and old-timey vans and walls, and Solar ideally not having as much beef with floors. As Mango is going to bring you the other ban.
Yeah.
Here, sure.
With Timeless, they're going in with a cast ban this time around. I do think the cast ban might be exactly like the Widow pick. I don't think they're gonna get much out of it. They could have banned Sojourn here, or even Emre. It looks like they're playing a lot of Emre here, so we'll see how this fight goes.
As it seems like my predictions in the behind the scenes have been in kind of the opposite way. Pathblade is opted for the Sigma, and Frosty Jack is opted for the Domina here. Now off of Lucio onto Brigitte. Very intriguing. Quada taking out Pizza here real early. As Hermes is going to get a lot more bot progress. Timeless is kind of stuck on the coastline. Getting cooked at the moment. Oh, and I have DC'd? Or did the whole, was that the whole server?
What?
What?
Apparently, we got Thanos snapped. So, you know, small
It'll be
indie
the
company.
first
by
time
the
that's
way.
happened on live, I will say.
Small indie company.
Because we're going to get complete resets here on both sides. Are we going to see any swaps? This is going to be very intriguing. Same bands, same anything. Yep. I think Zoom has said, oh well, we ball, so I'm going with that. I'm assuming, I'm assuming that we're just gonna roll with the same thing. Everyone playing the same composition, so it looks like we're just gonna do a full reset.
Well, this is gonna be something, you know. I think the exact thing is gonna happen though, from like first map. I don't think anything really much is gonna change.
Hey,
You know, Odyssey is just gonna continue to run at them because I think the Sigma does get ran over just a little bit.
what I will say, at least this isn't 2-2 on Flashpoint in map 6 of the grand finals. That's all I'm going to say. At least the
I
match
remember
just
that.
started whenever the server crashed. But Frosty Jack kind of getting run over at the moment, does get taken out by Fontos. They're falling really low. Zoom using the torpedoes, but can't keep SB alive. Quada takes out Fontos though, and SB takes out Reapers, but that's not enough trade. Zoom is kind of caught out by himself. Val gets taken down as Zoom kind of going for a walk of shame back to his team here.
Anyone think this Emre character is kind of broken? One's in the chat if you think it's broken.
Yeah, type 1 if you think Emre is absolutely broken. Quada getting taken out early by Solar. As the server reset doing wonders for Timeless right now, as they've seemed to have taken a couple of fights here by this point. SB falling low on the front end. Frosty Jack holding this corner, trying to see if he can find anything. SB falling low and has to use the raid to get out. Quada falling low as well as poke damage from the Sig. Absolutely tearing up Hermes right now. The bot continuing to push forward. Quada does take out Pizza though. As Hermes is gonna walk right up on that Sigma, pushing him into a wall and just running over. That's
Honestly,
gonna be a fight win there for Hermes.
Honestly, my predictions, whenever the map reset, I thought that Timeless was gonna get ran over, a little bit by this comp, like that last fight ended, but it's looking like the complete opposite.
Hermes is gonna get this bot pushing here. Timeless going for a reset at the moment. Here comes the orbital rave from Zoom, a little bit farther back than you would like for Juno. Quada takes out Solar, just absolutely killer on this Emery right now. Pizza in the back line, but does get taken down by Val. Val not playing any games right now as Frosty Jack pushing up. SB takes down Reapers. Frosty Jack pushing up with this shield, using that crystal to get some sustains, pushing back path lane. SB falling low, has to fall back. Here comes the Panopticon from Frosty Jack. Both of the bubbles getting taken down. Path lane falling very low though. The Solar misses a pulse, following in the footsteps of his counterpart. Flux coming out here from path lane. Frosty Jack gets taken down by the Flux. Solar falling low, gets taken out by Val. Trades are coming through. Here comes the rally from Val. Runs the path lane over. Zoom does get taken out by Pizza though. Trades coming through every which way. No tanks on the field to be found. As here comes the Emerald from Pizza. Wada falling very low is gonna take that Mega, but just gets taken down by Pizza. Pizza absolutely refusing to get Emery diff on this character, as Timeless is going to take this fight and get control of the bot.
Yeah, Odyssey does have the forward motion into this. Timeless coming up on just one ultimate while with B, but I do think B is just gonna be reacted to the Blossom coming from Odyssey here.
Maybe SB can race in and bait it out. We shall see. And here comes the Raze. It's going to force out the Kiriko. SB falling low. It's going to TP in. And here comes the Blossom. But it's going to get taken down by path lane. Solar forced to recall in the back lane. Val dipping back into the room with a shield. Pizza finds Quada. Again, refusing to get Emery dip. Path lane does take down Frosty Jack, and Zoom is going to get taken down as well. It looks like Timeless is going to be able to take this bot.
Is it discipline? I don't know. Is it insanity? I don't know. But Reaper held on to that ultimate, and actually it might go well with them going to this fight. If they didn't have to use that ultimate, that means they have this ultimate and more going into the next fight. So, you know, we'll see how they use it.
Quada looking in the other direction, finds a rock from his backside. Zoom gonna pop this orbital ray. Path lane using the Flux is gonna pick up Frosty Jack and slam him right onto his butt. Pizza taking down Zoom. Path lane taking down Quada. This Timeless is going to be able to take another fight and possibly get the lead here. Ooh.
Man, these back and fight team fights are going crazy right now. Timeless does have the 2 ultimates, while Odyssey does have 2 ultimates as well. But they're more coming up on Domino ult, so they're up on ultimates.
Quada popping this Emery ult real early. The Reapers not have the beat to compensate. He's gonna fall super low, but Pizza taking down Quada as we're trading Emrays on both sides. No Emrays on the field to be found. Both sides trading out. Val gets stunned by the rock. This is trades coming in. Trades are going, but they're gonna give the space here. Reapers and Solar on this backside. Maybe setting up a little bit of a flank. Frosty Jack does take out Pontos. As Hermes is going to be able to push through. No forward spawn on the side of Timeless anymore. They're going to just hard kite this out using no ultimates. There's only one ultimate spent by Hermes. Here comes the Emerald from Pizza. Val popping the rally in return. Zoom kind of left behind. Quada falling low. It gets hit in the face by Pizza's Emerald there. Panopticon popped by Frosty Jack, does not seem to find anything. Huge torpedoes from Zoom there, finding not only his team but the enemy as well. Solar and Reapers finding Val on that coastline. Kind of getting caught out a little there, but Zoom does take down Pizza. Reapers taking down SB. everyone just falling low. Trades on both sides all over the place. Here comes the orbital ray from Zoom in a 3v1 situation. Reaper's top of the beat as well to keep the sustain. Here comes the flux. As Solar, as we finally see a stick from a Tracer, the second stick of the day, as we've seen Tracer played on 4 maps in a row and only 2 sticks. There's so many trades coming out. And it looks like Timeless is going to be able to get the bot and take out the forward spot as well.
Yeah. Both teams are fighting extremely well in these fights. Long, thrown out fights. But mostly going the way of Timeless. But Odyssey does have the Blossom, which has been win condition so far. Let's see if they can actually get it off.
They do have the Kitsune on the side of Timeless. Pizza taking out Zoom really early. Solar on this backside, trying to find something. Brock finds nothing. SB's gonna try and raise out to the success of calling behind the shield, TPing in, but is too low and just gets taken out again. Frosty Jack getting staggered a little bit as well on this far end. Timeless is gonna find another fight.
Yeah, they do have lane going into this fight too, so this might be a team fight in itself for Timeless, but we don't want to count on Odyssey just yet because they do have Blossom in hand. So
yeah, bunch of swaps coming in as Hermes is opting for Brawl Comp over the poke that they have been playing. No, Rock finds nothing. Frosty Jack does get taken out by Solar. Pathling dropping from the height. But SB takes out Pizza. Wada popping this Emerald. As Hermes is just desperate to find anything. What a block from Pathling. Taking Wada down in the area is absolutely 1 HP, and now he is 0 HP. He's gonna find his way back to the spawn room. SB trying to find his way out. Gets hit in the face with a rock. But Frosty Jack coming to recover. Uses the shout to help him get his thing and keep him alive. But Hermes is going to take control of the bot here. But Timeless still has angles and still have some space to work with here. They still have all 5 members of their team. Pizza popping up in the air with the ult. As here comes the Kitsune as well from Fontos. Pizza finding SB and Reaper's finding Frosty Jack. Wada falling low is going to get taken down, but Zoom takes down Solar, but Reaper's takes down Zoom. Val, the last one on the point, as Timeless are going to be able to take this map and lead us to a map 5.
wow, both teams just giving it their all. I think Team Timeless is starting to bring it back. Odyssey, though, not counted out just yet. This is game 5 on the line, so honestly, anything can go at this point. Both teams have shown us like they both want it, so we'll just have to see in game 5 what they who really wants it more, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna go to a short break and we'll get back to you with this map 5 banger, as we are gonna go to, I believe it's gonna be hybrid on the last map.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
You can't hide.
Welcome back, Kaizen. We got a map 5 banger for you on Blizzard World. No swaps from both sides. Both sides coming out on poke comps. Mango's gonna talk to you about the bans.
5,
Whoa. So yeah, Timeless is going with the JQ ban, and
defend objective A.
it's good because
We must strike them down.
Odyssey did opt with the Kiri ban. So I guess both teams are gonna go full poke for this comp, and we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, Widows from both sides. Pizza versus Quada on these Widow. Hermes gonna walk up on this high ground like it's nobody's business. Frosty Jack falling decently low, but is gonna be able to stabilize. Quada heading back to spawn and swapping over to this Ash. SB finding the head of Pizza with his arrow. As Hermes is gonna take full control of this high ground. Pathlane getting pushed into a wall. Does he like it? I don't know. Reapers does take out Valdo and Solar takes out SB as Timeless is just running over Hermes right now. Incoming lamp from Pathados is going to keep Pathlane alive. Fontos, I'm
Much better.
tweaking.
I do think that this Genji pick might struggle in the face of both Beam characters, but honestly, they're doing good right now. Fanta is actually hitting some really good rocks, and he's already going to be the first one coming up on ultimate so far. So,
Damage.
so much damage up front.
The Rock does find Frosty Jack, pushing him off of the high ground. Hermes is going to take control of the high ground. The Flux incoming does find Frosty Jack as he's going to get slammed onto the floor. It looks like Timeless is going to be able to take the fight. SB getting taken down. Wada does take down Solar, but Val running around does end up running away. Keeps the fight ahead of Wada as Timeless is going to take another fight.
Yeah, Odyssey's comp is a little bit like half and half. Like half of them wants to poke, and then the other half wants to just like run it down. But I do like Timeless's comp a little bit more. It's more poke orientated with the Genji just looking to clean up kills and stuff like that. Both ult advantage going into the hands of Timeless right now. So
Here comes the coalescence. Hopefully soon is able to swing wide a little bit. Reapers does pop the Captain's Sun. Is he gonna drop the stun on? He drops it on the Frosty Jack. Frosty Jack not feeling so frosty as he gets the freaking sun dropped on him. As Timeless is going to take another fight, as they might be able to full hold this.
these this much damage is so deadly to Odyssey right now. I think Odyssey needs to lock in.
Find something here. You have 3 ultimates coming up on the board. Rock out from Pathlane. Is they're going to be able to take this other side? It looks like they're going to try and take a different angle here. Pathlane forced to use the hands early. Here comes the dragon. Here comes the blade from Solar though. Val running life at the moment. Solar does get taken down, but SB gets taken down as well as Zoom. Val falling very low, is gonna have to run up onto this height. Bob does come out from Quada, but doesn't find anything. His Pizza's gonna take down Quada, and Reaper's taking down Val. Zoom swapping over to the cat, trying to get a little bit of touch. Frosty Jack stabilizing a little bit, is gonna try and live for now. But SB finds a huge pick here. Hermes is gonna need to get a touch. Val popping the beat really freaking early. She's gonna get dropped onto the floor. Zoom and Frosty Jack are on this point, on the cat and on this dominant. Solar does get taken down though. Zoom running up onto this high ground, trying to do something. Frosty Jack finds a couple, and it looks like Hermes is gonna be able to stabilize enough to be able to cap this point.
Oh my god, the cat touch was actually phenomenal. Touched at the last second. Honestly, I do think the cat pick might be, yeah, they do switch back over. But to be honest, I don't think the cat pick might have been a bad option to say on it.
Maybe not with a Lucio, but I do think that the bad teams would probably be more optimal to go with the compositions that they have chosen to play. SB forced to drop off of this high ground and is getting base planted by this Genji. Frosty Jack taking some space, using that shield to try and do something, get the poke damage down. No crystal. Is gonna keep on pushing. Gets a rock to the face, but is gonna be able to push back. Pizza does take down Quada though. Frosty Jack's gonna rotate over to the point, try and get a little bit of card progress before he can move on to the next task. Shield up. Timeless just have so much height here. This is solo Sig ult right on the Frosty Jack, dropping him from the height back down to the earth. And Hermes is forced to backplate. Zoom doesn't take down Solar though. Lights coming out from Pizza are trying to do something. They are now aware of the Tracer that is right in their backline. A couple more seconds of this different site. Quada falling low. Forced to use the recall. Still, Pizza does take down Quada as it's a 4v5. Zoom does pop the window though. Gonna try and find a little bit of hope here. Panopticon coming out from Frosty Jack though. Alonso is falling super low. He's gonna get taken down by Frosty Jack. Path lane is low as well. And it looks like Hermes is gonna be able to take a fight. A very interesting one at that. But a fight win in and of itself.
High time for a change.
Now, Timeless is coming with his blade, and Val, ooh, never mind. He doesn't have the blade anymore, and it looks like the cap is gonna go into the Time of Odyssey, because I don't think they're gonna touch.
Yep, no touch from the side of Timeless. Huge lamp coming out from Zoom, keeping his support counterpart alive. So it does take down Val. Quada goes down as well, but Frosty Jack takes down Pizza and SB takes no. Frosty Jack takes down Reapers and SB takes down Pizza. And SB and Frosty Jack just getting all the kills on the leaderboard and clearing the rest of the fight for Hermes as they're gonna continue to get some more card progress.
Yeah, I think after they capped that first point, they've been doing really good. They've been rolling, been doing some mighty fine damage onto Team Timeless. Solar coming into this with ultimate, but they do have beat, so it might just get countered.
Wanzo's taking down Quada really early. Rock coming out from path lane, doesn't find anything. Everyone on Hermes just trying to hold down as much space as they possibly can for as long as they can. Solar does have this blade though. Maybe gonna be able to see a big blade coming out. Rock coming out from path lane, not finding anything at the moment. Hands coming out, is gonna force it back up. Here comes blade from Solar, but the beat by Val is perfect. The window and the noon though, isn't gonna find anything. But Val gets taken down. Zoom with the window of his own, trying to force out Timeless as they're gonna force them out just a touch. SB does take down Fontos though. Here comes the flux from Fontos and finds SB. SB's gonna get taken down. Frosty Jack extremely low in a corner. Isn't gonna live through that. Val on this point getting as much progress as she can, but is gonna get taken down as Hermes almost full cap, but don't quite get it there all the way.
Both teams looking very phenomenal. I think Timeless's poke comp after the first point, I think it kind of failed a little bit because they couldn't find any good footing because of Odyssey's consistent like pushing and taking space. I don't think like Timeless had any space to play with.
The objective-based game, playing the objective, really coming in really coming in handy for Hermes. I think if you're Timeless here, you just play your game. Honestly, they've been honestly playing moderately better than Hermes has. Now Hermes has been playing a little bit more point focused. They've been playing a little bit more objective focused, and that's been what's winning them the game so far. Looks like Hermes is going to try and stick with the same kind of concept for their composition here, with SB on the Torbjorn. Maybe expecting a dive here, and maybe trying to play for that anti-dive, similar to how he did on the Junkertown. It's the same composition pretty much from Timeless. I think Baptiste has been swapped over for an Ana, and Solar has swapped from a Genji to a Tracer. Very intriguing to see what we're gonna see upcoming here. SB getting down as much focus as possible here. No rock hits from path lane there. Frosty gonna drop here early. Solar is on the point, trying to get some cap progress. SB is gonna cover it. Solar's falling low. SB kind of running around chasing down Solar. Hermes does back up, a little bit of space, but has a little bit more control. Pathling does take down Val. It'll be interesting to see how Timeless want to approach this. Pizza does take down Quada. SB forced to use the overdrive, drop back a little bit, but does take down Pizza. Frosty Jack left by himself on this point for now, as SB is gonna get taken down. Frosty Jack still on this point, living, controlling as much space as humanly possible. The Ana just walking around the point for free. Is not taken down at all. Grandma not getting run over by the reindeer in this situation. Pizza does take down Val, as here comes the coalescence from Zoom. SB does take down Pizza though on this side, all the way into the other side. Nano Boost coming out on the path lane, finds Frosty Jack. It's gonna be Frosty Jack on this point. SB and Val coming over to try and save the day, but SB finds a rock to the face, and Reapers takes down Val as well.
The nano onto the Sigma was a just icing on the cake at that point. This team fight is going in the hands of Timeless at this point. They're playing it slow. They're playing their game like they should been. And but I do think that Odyssey does have a little bit of the better ultimates in this case. They do have the Torbolt. They do have the Domino ult. I do think that they can win with just those two ultimates alone. But we'll see how that ends, you know?
They're gonna Hermes getting a couple swaps in, Quada swapping over to the Cassidy, and Val swapping over to the Brig, Zoom swapping over to the Ana's. Ana's on both sides here. Frosty Jack pushing up, taking some space here. Does get hit in the face with a rock, but it is going to get as much value as humanly possible. Now going to drop down to cover up with Mega. Solar gets pushed into a wall and forced to recall, but that's going to be free space for the taking. The sun dropped onto the face of Val. This is going to get taken. Huge captive sun from Reapers, taking down 3. SB using the Torbolt does not seem to find much, as they're gonna see a couple of swaps from Hermes here. Zoom opting for the Baptiste. Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka and is going to be forced to swap over to the Baptiste. He's gonna get stunned. Timeless taking so much space. 3 on the cart. Is Hermes gonna be able to touch? Absolutely not. SB just popped up into the air, Frosty Jack taken down as well. As no touch from Hermes. Timeless capping the point for free. Does Hermes just need to reset and get ready for this third point? Reaper's going absolutely insane on this Alari right now.
The Alari is just doing so much right now. The big suns, the big positioning. Honestly, but the Timeless does have the Nano going into this. Which I think they're gonna do is they're just gonna nano the Sig going into this like they have been. Bo Frosty switches over to the Ram to do some more frontline prolonged damage, and
Destroyed. That was absolutely filthy. Could that be considered cyberbullying? I have no idea. Wada popping the noon on the top, but does not seem to find much. Oh, Rock actually does find path lane at the last second, but is that going to be enough? Val just left on this point by herself. His pizza just going crazy on the console right now. Frosty Jack forced to push up. It's Timeless and getting closer and closer to capping his cart. Stick by Solar onto the Ram. He's anti-healed with every single form of CC as he gets the full tank experience. And Timeless pushing the cart all the way, and it's going to be a match win from Timeless, 3-2 on Blizzard World.
oh my, Timeless putting into the work. Honestly, their poke comp did phenomenal for this thing. Honestly, I did have my doubts whenever Odyssey was doing really good with the whole running them over, but I think they locked in right there and actually found what they needed to do: play slow, play their game, and just force abilities from them.
'Cause, yeah. Caster MVPs, I think for that last map alone, I think my caster MVP has to go to Reapers there. Main support's play for the whole match has been consistent, and then just the Alari on that last point just absolutely going insane on the attack, just carrying their team all the way through. And I think my MVP on the side of Hermes has to go to Kawada because absolutely consistent hit scan play. I'm not gonna give it to myself. That would be very, very stupid of me. But yeah, those are going to be our MVPs for this match. Catch us next time on the Kaizen stream.